आज हम इन्वर्स ट्रिग्नोमेट्री के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, बट उससे पहले थोड़ा सा हम एक कोड जो गिवन है आप उसको ज़रा देखें। मैथमेटिक्स इन जनरल इज़ फंडामेंटली द साइंस ऑफ सेल्फ एविडेंट थिंग। दिस इज़ said by Felix Klein. You can read here. Now we come to the basic concept of inverse trigonometry. So first, before I give you the introduction about inverse trigonometry, this is important to know about these trigonometric functions, their domain and their range. So basically the domain, the domain is all real numbers and range is -1 to 1. Similarly for cos x, the domain is real number and range is -1 to 1. Now after this is 10x. 10x, the range, you have to now think of what is the range for 10x, cot x and sec x, cosec x. But before that you should have these two results, that if sin x is equal to 0, then x is going to be n pi, where n belongs to z, and if cos x is equal to 0, then x is going to be 2n plus 1 pi by 2, n belongs to z. It means at odd multiples of pi by 2, the cos x is always 0, and the even multiple of all the multiple of pi and sin x is 0. So you have to keep in mind these basic formulas so that you can reply here also. Now domain of all these trigonometric functions is the same. This is r, this is r, this is r, this is r, but the range is something different, and but here is also some difference in domain. You see what the difference is. The difference is based on these two things that I have written. If you see that 10x, the formula of 10x is sin x upon cos x. So you can put every value of x, but you cannot put the value of x which makes this cos x as 0. Otherwise this function will become not defined. So for 10x you have to subtract all the values which can make your 10x as not defined. So these are, this is 2n plus 1 pi by 2 and n belongs to z. So this is the domain of 10. And now come to cot. Cot is, this is cos upon sine. So your sine should not be equals to 0. So this is going to be n pi, n belongs to z. Now come to sec. Again sec is 1 upon cos. So cos cannot be equals to 0 in any of the case. So it's going to be again 2n plus 1 pi by 2 and n belongs to z. And cosec x is 1 upon sin x. So this is going to be n pi, n belongs to z. So this you have to keep in mind how to find domain. If you keep this in mind, you can easily remember कि domain जो होगा वो इन trigonometric functions का क्या होगा. अब बात करते हैं इनकी range के बारे में. What the range of 10x, what is the range of cot x, and what is the range of sec x and cosec x. So if you apply your basic things, then you can see that the range of 10 is all real numbers, and cot is also all real numbers, and sec is 1 upon cos. So you can take all real numbers can come, but except this interval -1 to 1. And similarly cosec x is also, the range will be r minus -1 to 1. You have to subtract them. Now to understand inverse trigonometry in much better way, we will take just one sin x, and on the basis of sine will tell you what is sine inverse x and how it is defined, what are the conditions. On the basis of that you can say your sine inverse is there. So we start from here, sin x. If you see the graph of sin x, I am starting from very beginning. This is y equal to sin x. If you draw the graph, this is 0, this is pi by 2, then this is 3 pi by 2, and then you can take this is 2 pi, or you can say this is 5 pi by 2, and it will keep moving like this, and this is minus pi by 2, and this is minus 3 pi by 2, and this is your, this is the y-axis. Now your value of sine is 0 0, and if you see, this is, let's say this is 1, and if you move with angles, then at pi by 2 you are going to get sine x as 1, and again in second quadrant you will be moving, means you will be going to pi, then your answer is going to be 0. So you will be moving from here, this is pi, and then again you will be moving like this, you will be going down to this point 3 pi by 2, and again you will be moving from here, so this is going to be then 2 pi. So your graph will be going like this in the zigzag form, and so that's why we say the range of, this is -1, this is 1, that's why we say the range of sin x is from -1 to 1, including both values 1 and -1. So this is the graph of sin x. Now if I draw with the help of arrow diagram, then you can see this sin x is, we can take all this real number, this is real number, and this codomain is also, this is -1 to 1, this is real number, and we can write this as all functions are from real number to real number. So range is now this is -1 to 1, and this is your real number, means the sine function is defined from real number to real number, but you can restrict your range to -1 to 1. Now here if I ask you the value of, if I ask you what is the value of pi by 6, then your answer will be 1 by 2. But is there only one angle at which I get the value of sin x as 1 by 2? There are many other angles also. If I take 5 pi by 6, pi minus pi by 6, if I do, then also I am going to get this value as 1 by 2. So right now you may see this is the function which is many to 1. This is a function many to 1, and I discussed this thing in previous class, that inverse exists, inverse of a function exists if function is, if and only, if you can write if and only function is 1 1 and onto. So here we have a challenge. Now the challenge is that we have to make this function, we have to define some domain and codomain in such a way that we'll get these two conditions, 1 1 and onto. So now we see we are going to reduce our domain, as well as we are going to reduce this codomain also. Now in this case you see your domain is restricted to minus pi by 2 pi by 2, and your codomain is restricted to -1 to 1. If you remember that one result we did, that function is onto if range is equal to codomain. So this result we have already discussed in previous class. So I have made my codomain as equal to range of sine. So from this definition I can say here, when codomain is restricted to this -1 to 1, which is the range of this sine function, so you can say this function is going to be onto. And now to make it 1 1, I have taken these this interval minus pi by 2 pi by 2. You now take any value. This is actually, you can divide this from 0 to pi by 2, and from here you can take minus pi by 2 to 0. Here you can include 0 also. So in that case, whatever angle you take, you are going to get only one value of that you can take any example. This is, you take pi by 2, so the value is going to be 1. If you take pi by 6, this is 1 by 2. If you take pi by 4, pi by 3, which is pi by 4 you may take, which is 45, 1 by root 2. So in all these cases, you are going to get the unique value of every element of the domain. So it means that now this function will be 1 1, because every element of domain will have unique image, and the image is unique also, and it is 1 1 only. So if you, for example, if you take 1 by 2, if I am taking like this, I am taking minus 1 by 2 for example. So minus 1 by 2 we will get only at one angle, which is pi by 6. There is no other angle, or there is no other point at which I'll get this value minus 1 by 2. If I take pi by 6, so my value is going to be plus 1 by 2. So it simply means that all the element of the domain are going to have 1 1 images in the codomain, and this function will be onto, because I have restricted my codomain to range. So this function is 1 1 and onto in this particular case. Now there are many more cases. If I take another interval, for example, I can take, if I take like this, this gap is, you see this gap is 180. So any gap minus pi by 2, and this is minus 3 pi by 2. This gap is also, the difference is this minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. This gap is also, the difference is 180 degree. So this gap will also be, if I take this as minus 1 to 1, I am restricting this codomain to minus 1 to 1 and domain to minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. Even in that case, my function, this fx equal to sin x, is 1 1 and onto. So there are many more intervals. There is not one, there are infinite intervals in which I can make my function sin x as 1 1 and onto. So all these intervals are possible, but particularly this interval will be focusing on this interval. This interval is called principal value branch. You can say this principal value branch, and rest of the intervals are, we can say these are just intervals, but this particular intervals are called principal value branch. So your class 12 syllabus is restricted to principal value branch, but at higher level you might be asked to discuss anything of any kind of intervals, or any kind of interval which has the difference of 180 degree. So but here in class 12 we'll be focusing only on this principal value branch. So now in this, I'm now taking again this function. This is sin x, and now your principal value branch I'm taking, this is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This is your domain, and this is minus 1 to 1. This is your codomain. So here this is 1 1 and onto. It means you are, like, for example, if you put pi by 6, your value is coming 1 by 2 positive. Now, but you should also you take any point from this interval. For example, if I take, let's say 0. If I take 0, then I must have, some pre-images of 0 at which I'll get this value of range as 0. So in this particular case that at 0 degree you are going to get the answer as 0. It means for all values which are here, means from minus 1 to 1, you take any value, you will have surely the pre-images, because this function is onto. We started in the beginning, we discussed this. So ये जो function है, ये आपका onto function है, तो इसका मतलब कोई भी value आप इस interval में लेते हो, इस interval से कोई भी value ले लेते हो, कोई भी, for example आप 1 by root 2 ले लो. सो आप कोई भी वैल्यू लेते हो तो उसकी एक प्री इमेज आपकी यहाँ पर एग्जिस्ट करेगी ही करेगी. सो दिस इज जस्ट π/4 जैसे एग्जिस्ट करेगी, 0 के लिए आपका 0 एग्जिस्ट करेगा. सो फॉर एवरी element of the range, or you can say codomain, this pre-image will the pre-image will exist. So it means there is from this to this you can go, and now you can go from this side to this side also. So this side from this, if you are going from this side to this side, it means you are making this as domain, and this you are making as codomain. So this function, the inverse function, we defined this as sine inverse x, and here the x means from -1 to 1. So for example, if I want to, or you can say this as fx, you can say this as fx also. If I say कि आपका f मैं निकालना चाहता हूँ वैल्यू -1/2, so you are going to write this sine inverse -1/2, and now sine inverse 1/2, you know the pre-image of this sine inverse will be your -π/6. So this is the answer of this part, and sine inverse is defined, you can say this is the inverse, this is the inverse of this sine. और you can say कि यहाँ पर जो रोल है डोमेन और कोडोमेन का वो इंटरचेंज हो रहा है. पहले हम एलिमेंट डालते थे डोमेन के तो हमें रेंज की वैल्यूज़ मिलती थी. अब जब आपने इसको बना दिया डोमेन, तो अब आप जब वैल्यू डालोगे इसकी तो आपको आंसर मिलेगा इसमें. एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो आपको ध्यान रखनी है कि अगर आप साइन, मैं आपको एक देता हूँ एग्जांपल, साइन इनवर्स -1/2 अगर मैं आपको देता हूँ, आपने डाल दिया इसके अंदर f -1/2 आपने डाला यहाँ पर कि साइन इनवर्स 1/2, ये फंक्शन इस तरह से हमने डिफाइंड है. तो आप देखिए साइन और साइन इनवर्स है, कैसे ये कैलकुलेट होता है. दिस इज साइन इनवर्स -1/2 की वैल्यू डालेंगे तो आपका आएगा -π/6, और साइन -π/6 को करेंगे -sin π/6. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी -1/2. तो एक चीज़ आप ऑब्जर्व करिए कि आपने जो डाला था वैल्यू वही आपका कैलकुलेट होकर लास्ट में वही वैल्यू आ गया. सिमिलरली आप एक और रिजल्ट देख सकते हो कि अगर मैं फंक्शन लेता हूँ कि साइन इनवर्स साइन π/6 लेता हूँ मैं, ये यहाँ पर हमने इसको g π/6 बोल देते हैं. ये g जो है दिस इज g π/6 का मतलब है साइन इनवर्स साइन π/6. तो ये आपका एक कंपोजिशन ऑफ फंक्शन बोलते हैं, जो कि अभी सिलेबस में से फ़िलहाल अभी हटा दिया है. बट यू कैन सी कि ये फंक्शन कैसे लिखते हैं. आपको पता है चेन रूल आपने लगाया था, चेन रूल की तरह से ही ये फंक्शन भी होते ही है. तो आप इसको जब कैलकुलेट करते हो तो साइन इनवर्स साइन π/6 की जो वैल्यू होती है 1/2. अब साइन जो 1/2 है, आप देखोगे साइन इनवर्स 1/2 निकालते तो आपका आंसर आ जाता है π/6. तो आपको फिर से एक ऑब्जर्वेशन करनी है कि ये आपका जो आंसर था, आंसर फिर से वही आ गया. सो इसका मतलब है कि आप साइन इनवर्स इंटू साइन π/6 करें तो भी आंसर वही आ रहा है, और साइन इनवर्स करें -π/2 जैसे -1/2 किया तो आंसर आपका -1/2 आ गया. सो एक थोड़ा सा हम इसको बोल सकते हैं कि जब आप कोई भी, जैसे आप साइन लेते हो और फिर अंदर साइन इनवर्स कुछ भी आप लेते हो, थीटा लेते हो, तो आपका जो ये फंक्शन होता है this becomes your identical function and this is theta. so identical function का मतलब है जो भी आप डोमेन की वैल्यू डालोगे वही आपका रेंज आ जाएगा. तो इसका मतलब ये थीटा आ जाता है. सो क्लास 10th में आपको बोला जाता था कि ये आप इसको फिजिकली कट नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि फिजिकल कट करने का मतलब मीनिंग से कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करना है. मीनिंग इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक्चुअल रीज़न आपको क्लास 12th में ही आगे पता लगता है कि साइन और साइन इनवर्स कैंसिल नहीं होते हैं, दे बिकम्स आइडेंटिटी फंक्शन. तो आइडेंटिटी फंक्शन की वैल्यू वही आ जाती है जो आपका आप डोमेन की वैल्यू डालते हैं वही रेंज की वैल्यू हो जाती है. तो अब इस थोड़ा सा इसके बाद जो हम डिस्कस करेंगे, अब हम डिस्कस करेंगे सभी फंक्शंस के लिए. हम सारी जो वैल्यू प्रिंसिपल वैल्यू ब्रांच है फंक्शन बाय फंक्शन, जैसे साइन का किया, फिर हम कॉस का भी देख सकते हैं, इसी तरह से सारा देख सकते हैं. सो अब एक टेबल बना देते हैं जिसकी वजह से आप जिसमें आप सारे की चीज़ों को एक साथ हम उसको समराइज़ कर सकते हैं. एज वी डिस्कस्ड जस्ट नाउ, अब हम इन्वर्स फंक्शन की डोमेन और रेंज को लिखने जा रहे हैं। अभी अभी जो आपको मैंने ग्राफ दिखाया था उसमें जो आपका रेंज था वो एक्चुअली आपका डोमेन बन जाता है इन्वर्स के केस में, और जो आपका पहले डोमेन था वो रेंज बन जाता है। तो रेंज तो आपने देखा था कि जो डोमेन था आपका साइन के फंक्शन में वो आपका रियल नंबर था, और जो रेंज थी वो आपकी -1 to 1 थी। तो इन्वर्स फंक्शन में अब आपकी जो रेंज होगी वो डोमेन जो होगा अब वो -1 to 1 हो जाएगा, और आपकी जो रेंज आएगी वो जो प्रिंसिपल वैल्यू ब्रांच हमने डिस्कस किया था -π/2 से π/2, ये आपकी अब रेंज बन जाएगी। कॉस इन्वर्स के केस में डोमेन आपका फिर से वही रहेगा -1 to 1, लेकिन रेंज जो होगी वो आपकी चेंज होगी। इस बार जो रेंज लेनी पड़ेगी 0 to π लेनी पड़ेगी। और टेन इन्वर्स के बारे में फिर से आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान ऐसे रखना है कि आप टेन इन्वर्स जो होता है वो होता है साइन, एक तरह से टेन को देखें तो साइन अपॉन कॉस होता है। तो कॉस का मतलब हो गया कि अब आपकी जो कॉस है वो जीरो नहीं होना चाहिए किसी भी केस में। तो उसी तरीके से आप इसको याद रख सकते हो। कैसे याद रख सकते हो? तो आपका जो डोमेन होगा वो रियल नंबर हो जाएगा, कॉट में भी रियल नंबर हो जाएगा। यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना है, क्या अब आप कॉस की जो वैल्यू है मतलब साइन जो ज़ीरो होगा वो साइन कॉस जो ज़ीरो होता है वो आपके पास ज़ीरो से इस एंगल पे कॉस आपका माइनस आपको इंटरवल यही वाला साइन इनवर्स का ही लेना है। बस इसमें आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि किस एंगल पर कॉस आपका ज़ीरो हो जाता है। तो आपको पता है कि π/2 पर आपका कॉस ज़ीरो होता है, तो वो आपको नहीं लेना है। और π/2 प्लस π/2 और माइनस π/2 पे दोनों पे कॉस ज़ीरो हो जाता है, तो आपको वो चीज़ नहीं लेनी। तो इसमें आप इसको इंटरवल को ओपन कर देंगे -π/2 टू π/2। और इस वाले केस में जब साइन आपका कॉट इज़ कॉस अपॉन साइन, सो आपको देखना है कि जो ये साइन कॉस का इंटरवल आपको लेना है, बट ज़ीरो और पाई नहीं लेना, बिकॉज ज़ीरो पर भी साइन ज़ीरो हो जाएगा और पाई पर भी साइन ज़ीरो हो जाएगा। तो आप इसको ओपन इंटरवल ले लेंगे 0 से पाई। आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू कि थोड़ा सा याद रखने का एक तरीका है। आप सेक इन्वर्स की बात करें तो सेक इन्वर्स आपको पता है कि दिस इज़ 1/cos, तो आपको कौन सा इंटरवल लेना है, कैसे लेना है, वो थोड़ा सा इसी चीज़ से आप जैसे आपने पीछे डोमेन और रेंज निकाला था, आप इनके लिए भी डोमेन रेंज में डिस्कस कर सकते हैं। सो अब हम टेबल को पूरा कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं और उसको समझ लेते हैं कैसे करना है। टेन और कॉट के बारे में मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन किया था। सेक जो होता है आपकी जो 1/cos होगा, और 1/cos कॉस का मतलब कॉस ज़ीरो नहीं होना चाहिए, तो आपको कॉस वाला ही इंटरवल लेना है और उसमें आपको π/2 को माइनस करना है, क्योंकि cos π/2 आपका ज़ीरो हो जाएगा, तो ज़ीरो नहीं लेना है, तो आपने उसको माइनस कर दिया। कॉसेक इस तरह से ही वो 1/sin की तरह से उसको याद रखने की कोशिश करो। तो आप साइन का ही इंटरवल लो, लेकिन उसमें वो वैल्यू मत लो जहाँ पर साइन आपका ज़ीरो होता है। तो आपने ज़ीरो आपने हटा दिया, तो इस पर ज़ीरो नहीं होगा। और इनका जो डोमेन होगा वो r-1 to 1 होगा, और कॉसेक का जो डोमेन होगा वो r-1 to 1 ये इंटरवल होगा। अब इस बेसिस के बाद अब आप क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करना स्टार्ट करते हैं। थोड़ा सा एक कन्फ्यूजन के बारे में बता देता हूँ। कई बच्चे क्या करते हैं कि साइन इनवर्स x को वो बच्चे कई बार इस तरह से लिख देते हैं, तो ये जो लिखने का तरीका है वो गलत है। दोनों ही मीनिंग का जो सेंस है बिल्कुल ही अलग अलग है, तो आप ये दोनों इक्वल नहीं होते। तो इन बातों को थोड़ा ध्यान रखते हुए अब हम क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करते हैं, जिसमें हम डोमेन और रेंज के क्वेश्चंस देखेंगे। नाउ दिस इज एक्सरसाइज 2.1. Find the principal values of the following. Means they are asking you to find answers according to the principal value branch. So you see the sine inverse -1/2, you get the value of this in the interval -π/6, and there are many more values of theta where you will get the value as -1/2, but you have to keep in mind your interval, and that I am again showing. You have to take all the values, because your range is going to be -π/2 to π/2. So you can take only the value of theta which is lying here. So according to this table, you can take only this value -π/6 to this -π/6. So now this function sine inverse and sine will become your identity function, and this is your π/6. सो आइडेंटिटी फंक्शन मीन्स जो भी आप डोमेन की वैल्यू डालेंगे वही आंसर आ जाएगा। तो आपका आंसर हो गया π/6। तो आप देख सकते हो कि ये आपकी एक्चुअली डोमेन जो रेंज है उससे बिलोंग कर रही है। आपने रेंज ही निकालना था, तो दिस इज़ बिलोंगिंग टू रेंज। इसका मतलब ये जो आपका जो आंसर आया है ये बिल्कुल ठीक है, this is pi by 6 belongs to your range. So you always have to think that your answer should be within this range. Now next question discuss करते हैं. This is 2 cos question number 2, cos inverse root 3 by 2. So you know that cos root 3 by 2 is you get at cos pi by, this is pi by 6. So cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So you can see this cos inverse and cos will become identity function, and this is pi by 6. So answer is going to be pi by 6, and my answer is also belonging to my range of cos function, cos inverse function, and that is from 0 to pi. So you always have to make sure that your range should be lying in the given intervals for whatever the inverse function you are taking. Now this tan inverse minus 1. So tan inverse, the domain is real number. You can see this minus 1 is a real number, and your range should be from minus pi by 2 pi by 2 open interval. So now the value that you can take here, the tan inverse 10 pi by minus pi by 4. So this angle is negative. Now this tan inverse and 10 will become identity function, and this is minus pi by 4. So your answer is going to be minus pi by 4, and this is belonging to your interval, this minus pi by 2 say pi by 2. So you always have to take care of these range. Now next question is cosec inverse minus root 2. So you write cosec inverse, and this minus root 2, you know, at 45 degree cosec, you can take minus 45. So this is pi by 4 you may use, and at 45 degree you are going to get the value minus root 2. So these two will become identity function, and now you can write answer as minus pi by 4. So in the beginning I just told you how this becomes the identity function, but in regular practice it is not required to write I or identity function every time. You can write the answer this way directly. Now we come to exercise 2.2. See question number 16, sine inverse sine 2 pi by 3. So at that moment, if you make this function as identity function, then your 2 pi by 3 will be the answer. But that sine inverse, your range is minus pi by 2 pi, minus pi by 2 pi by 2. But is that value 2 pi by 3 lying in this interval? No. So you have to reduce this value in such a way that it should lie between this interval. So how we can do this? We can write sine inverse, this sine, we can simplify this pi minus pi by 3 we can write. So pi minus pi by 3, this sine inverse, you can see this is in second quadrant sine, and sine is positive, so it becomes sine pi by 3. So right now this sine inverse and sine will become identity function, because your value of the range is coming in between minus pi by 2 pi by 2. So you write answer as pi by 3. Now come to this 17th part. This is similar to this, so I request you to simplify this yourself. Now we are coming to question number 18, question number 19. So first we do 19. This is cos inverse 7 pi by 6. You see 7 pi by 6 is out of this interval. This cos inverse range is 0 to pi. This is out of this interval. So we'll again simplify cos inverse. We'll write cos pi minus, this is pi plus pi by 6. So if you do pi plus pi by 6, but according to intervals, you have to simplify this. This value is going to be minus cos pi by 6. Now cos this, now you cannot cancel this this thing now. This is in third quadrant, cos will not change. So this is minus cos pi by 6. Again, you cannot make this as identity function because this minus is there. So to remove this minus, you have to think of something else. So cos inverse, you can write this cos pi minus pi by 6. Because if you simplify this, your answer is going to be minus cos pi by 6. But this way, when you converted this, your answer is coming in this range 0 to pi. So now you can simplify, you can write this cos inverse and this will become cos 5 pi by 6, and your answer is also lying between 0 to pi. So finally you can write your answer as 5 pi by 6, which is belonging to the interval. So this thing has to be taken care, otherwise your answer will be wrong. This question number is 18 is not related with this concept. It uses the identities, so identities will be done in the next video. So there I'll be discussing this question again. So question number 20, you see this sine pi by 3, and now you can simplify this sine inverse minus 1 by 2. This you can write minus pi by 6. So this sine, this is pi by 3, and if you make this identity function, this becomes minus pi by 6. So minus, and this is minus, and this is minus, so it will become pi by 6. Now you can take LCM. This LCM is 6, this is 2 pi, and this is pi. So ultimately it's going to be sine 3 pi by 6 means pi by 2. The value of this is 1. Now this question number 21, you see tan inverse root 3. So tan inverse root 3, you can write this as tan inverse, this value you get at 60. So this is pi by 3, and cot inverse, this value you get at angle, again you can say this is at 30. So you can write this cot minus pi by 6, because 10 this is the 10 is reciprocal, cot is reciprocal of 10. So 10 30 is 1 upon root 3, so it means cot 30 will be root 3. So minus I have put so that you'll get minus root 3. So now it becomes identity function. So this is pi by 3, and this is minus outside, and this answer will be minus. So minus minus plus, so your answer is going to be pi by 2. Thank you.